skulls with an LED candle. The first thing we need to do is get ourselves a plastic skull. The cheaper the better. This one I got off an eBay auction. We're going to reach underneath and hot melt glue the jaw together and drill a hole for the electrical wiring. Then we need to cut a hole in the base of the skull to put the wiring and make connections later on. Here's a sheet of paper. We're going to roll this up and make our candle. It's going to be the bottom third of a standard taper candle. We're going to take our paper and roll it into a tube, just slightly smaller than the end candle we want. This is because we're going to be adding a lot of hot melt glue to it. First, glue the paper to itself. You can use any kind of glue or even hot melt for this. Then when it's dry, we want to start adding lines. You want the lines to run all the way from the bottom of the candle to the top, perfectly vertical. Separate them by about 1/4 of an inch as you're going to come back around and redo those parts as you go. When your candle is completely covered, you're ready to put the base in there for your wick. We'll be cutting the base out of a piece of cardstock. Basically, you want to cut a round piece that just fits inside the candle. Once we have it, we're going to push it down about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, and we're going to begin to hot melt glue around it and across the base. We'll build up about an 1/8 inch layer of glue in this socket. 1 inch down. When the glue is cool, we'll want to drill a small hole directly in the middle to put our LEDs in. These LEDs I pick up off eBay in packs of 10. They're yellow flicker LEDs. I am using the 3.5mm because they're the closest to the size of a real wick. Once you glue your LED into the bottom of the candle, it should be almost invisible. You can see here I've added a little glue to the bottom of the candle for reinforcement as well. This will come in handy later. The next thing we're going to do is to cut a hole in the head, just the size of the candle. We want to make sure it's not too big because hot melt glue will be the only thing holding this thing in as we go. As you can see from the bottom, this is with the candle installed. Once we do that, we want to start adding streamers of hot melt glue, starting with a big blob at the bottom and working our way to the top of the candle, tapering to zero glue. The finished product should look something like this. And if it does, then you're done. Congratulations!